slept too. He still slept. So you shouldn't even bother to come for you. So some of the things we are talking about, they are simple things that people can see. I'm not saying we should do big things. If you keep the time, because look, even staff of a JC, one of the staff has asked me, look, all these people teaching JC, why doesn't my guy practice it? Yeah, he's asking. Because people are watching you. See, this man will go, he say, going to Kenya for conference. Then you bring materials back, now your staff read it, they look at you and say, oh, this is fantastic, wonderful. Then the next time, Oga comes to the office and he's rioting, he says, where's the leadership? Okay, so because, what was that you're saying? I like that you're saying about if 200 flights like this ship, you also don't have to.
Doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. When everybody is going late and everything, I stick to it too. I stick to it. That's why I told Banjo, 1 o'clock we must leave Lagos. Yeah. I can make excuses so that, aero contractors or where Arik, they stopped halfway to buy fuel. Yes. It's an excuse now. Who will question me now? I'll say, Arik, by the time we go to Benin, they decided to land to buy fuel. And I now told them that, look, I'm better annoyed with you people. You must take me to Abeokuta by force. And there was a riot. Okay, are there any more things we learned? Yes, please.
I learned a few things when I was reading the article, and one of the things I learned in the area of doing things that you feel was not impossible was my first experience with the founder, when he told me how he actually brought JCI to Nigeria at the age of 27. And he said within 4 months of actually establishing, they wanted to do exchange, what we call twining now. And they told them that it was not possible, and they said it was possible. And within 4 months, they actually brought about 8 families from US to actually come and live in Nigeria to show that it's possible. But today, we don't try to actually challenge the status quo of what is not. That this is what is actually in existence here in the organization. Because what I learned, I'm trying to relate directly to seeing self-help as JCI Nigeria. That what exactly are we not doing that we're supposed to do? If you look at the Japanese model, as of 1980, when I was reading their structure, they said in the next 10 years they want to have JCI in every city in Japan, which they achieved. And the kind of population we have in Nigeria today, with regards to amount of our members, I still feel it is not of correlation, because most of the population in Africa as a market base. But we are not yet seeing the population in Nigeria as a market base. Let me put it that way. They said, well, for us to actually tap in, they said they went to places where there was no room. They had to use helicopters to go there. But for us, we don't actually take the chapters to, we rather have 20 chapters in Lagos and no chapter in some other states, because we feel it's not convenient for us to go to. MVPs and AVPs, we rather keep going to DC chapters that are existing in those few states, and without going to those inconvenient states to actually establish other ones. And the final one I try to build out is about
please, one meeting.
The issue of the transparency, like she mentioned, and I saw a thing, and I felt that I'm also guilty of it, in the sense that they said signing an amount above a certain level, everybody has to agree about it. Coincidentally, I've been a signatory to JCI Nigeria account. The truth of the matter is, once 3 signatories, 2 to sign. Sometimes, once the president and the treasurer decide to sign, the executive secretary may not even have to know. And once the president and the executive secretary has to sign, the treasurer does not have to know. And by constitution itself, the ESCO is the financial committee. And in fact, the ESCO does not even know how any money is being spent at the end of the day. And I think that's what eventually puts us into the exact mess we find ourselves about not being able to pay our dues as at Wendy itself. So the level of transparency itself does not really exist. Thank you.
So I think we need to clap for him. One of the things I also learned is impactful projects, building schools, building hospitals. Let's do high impact projects. And we need to think about it. Because see, the thing with JCI is not consistent. Now we're still doing nothing but nets. I know one time we're deworming. Let's be known for something. Let's be known for something. And then, you know, the nothing but nets is a very good project, but the way some people go about it, I had somebody, the went to my wife to collect 4 million naira that want to do bed net project and put accommodation for people. And why should we pay for good accommodation if we want to do bed net project? I mean, that was a fraud, an attempted fraud. 4 million naira to do bed net project. My wife said, I don't worry, I'll take you to the chairman health committee. He will give you free bed nets. So what is the problem? The person disappeared. I mean, and it goes on, you know, people just write proposals and they, you know, that cases where people collect money and they don't use it for the. It's not good for young people. Because many of us, when we are going around, me, they know me with JCO, the whole of Port and my contemporaries. But when somebody saw me as an executive somewhere, he said, Kalada, you mean you can do something other than JCs? So when JCs is involved in fraud and all that, you can be caught with fraudulent people. And like I was telling some people some years ago, they were proving people, when they say, anybody that was against Joko, or that was for Joko, they say you should come and face panel. And I said, look, why are you calling someone to face panel? They just asked somebody like Nigeria. They are not being in the organization for some time. He said, what did Joko do? They said, okay, you must come and face panel. I said, this man is a big man. He can be about to be promoted. And they say, no, we have to face one panel in JCs. This is his promotion. Is that why he joined the organization? Growth. You want to grow. Which kind of growth is that? There's so many chapters that are dead. So many chapters that are dead. Why? I was discussing it with we came together. No, the other guy now. What's his name? The guy that was with us now. Where is he? Okay, what were we discussing? I was talking about the fact that some chapters, the way they started, everybody was 35. So after 5 years now, they all became 40. They just called their friends and said, look, they want to form this, let's go and form this. So all of them were 35. By the time they became 40 now, end of chapter. Even though they try to behave like young people, they survive for another 2 or 3 years. But they say, it's full of geriatrics now. So what is a good point here, brother. The work of MVPs is a lot of work. But what are the MVPs here? How many MVPs are there? Please stand up. MVP, stand up. MVP, stand up.
Stand up.
MVPs, please stand up. How many? 4.
Out of 8. Out of 8.
5.
Oh, you're doing that.
Okay, but you're not here. 5 out of 8. Where are the others? You are the foot soldiers, though. You are the foot soldiers, MVPs and EVPs. Where are the EVPs? EVPs, stand up. MVPs, press it down. Complete? Are we complete? It's a missing link because some of these things we're talking about are fundamental issues. When we're MVP, we used to carry back and go around the whole place. We used to preach. In fact, one day somebody said that this guy is carrying this thing like born again. Come and try this. Went to the idea from Onisha, you know. Yes. Went to Onisha, created chapter. After some time, the chapter was no longer there. And they were all 35. After 5 years, it became 40. But when we were trying to resurrect the chapter, I gave him some names. Yeah, I gave him some names. You know, so it's not a question of MVP. Because some MVPs, let me tell you, those ones are not here. The only work they will do is recognition. MVP, B2 or whatever, just get up and wave. And God help you, we don't recognize that person at the JC function. Come to you and take it. I say, why? Or if you don't come to tell you why, you can't come to somebody else. You see Kalada. See, you can go my job. It's deliberate. It's deliberate. It deliberately didn't recognize me. But do the JCI work, you're not doing it. The only work the person wants to do is recognize. It's very easy to recognize. You don't get up. See my people.
Oh God. Oh God.
I also think that I think we need to think big. I think we need to think big. We know ourselves as those JC youth. So sometimes when we want to do program, we go and meet Ministry of Youth. What are we doing with Ministry of Youth? We should go to Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Investment, and go and say, look, we go all over the world. What stops us from taking we don't need to take our JC members. What stops us from taking Nigerians to the JCI Congress to go and do exhibition? You'll be surprised that the minister will be looking for you, say, when is the next one? Sometimes that's how it happens. When you go, there are some results. The next year, the minister will be looking for you. When you knock, say you are a JC, I want to see the minister. You break up protocol and say, let him come in. Well, you know, when I walked around the pavilion, I was looking for Nigeria. We didn't have any, we didn't have. I walked around. Even some people were herbalists. So herbalists came, not only in Nigeria, herbalists. They were selling us tea, green tea, oolong tea, herbalists. Those are like herbalists. Some people said they can make my hair grow again. I said no. I don't want to lose one way in it now. When I come back to Nigeria now, this is not working. Say, I know they are English. So I said, let me just manage it as it is. So some countries even whatever this. Some people brought people selling clothes at it. Like your doctors, Nigeria, nothing. Even if it doesn't work the first year, it will work eventually. Look, Nigerians like to travel. My friends who are ministers, they spend 50% of their time outside the country. You call them and say, oh, sorry, I've been so busy. You can't imagine I went to 3 countries in 1 week. Who won't know? I want to go to 3 countries in 1 week. Tell me he's very busy, spending Nigerian money. What did you go and do? We went to study. We went to study the trade practices in Turkey. What trade practice are you studying? Members of the House of Rep wanted to go to Cuba to study the Cuban system of legislation. What is that? What Cuba? Must we study Cuban system? So, I mean, things like that. You'll be surprised. Look, you write letter to the Minister of Trade and Investment. Sometimes they're looking for people to come and see them. I'm telling you, because a lot of people that go and visit them. Akin, Bobo, Akin, go, Bangalore contract, Charlie. That's it, yeah. You go to meet Akin. You see him at the airport that day. You big suit and everything like that. You think he's going to do something serious in Abuja. Immediately they call the flight. Passengers for flight number so to Abuja. You see him get up. He's just going to say, Bobo, Akin, in the show now. Mami, one fun now. Yeah. He doesn't have anything tangible he's doing. But you go, you say, trade, we are going on the trade delegation, everything they're going for trade delegation. So we are going for World Congress in Brazil. Even the minister will say, put my name on that list too. Even the minister will be surprised the minister will come for that visit. We'll now go, that time they will take us very seriously. Even if we can pay our dues, but I'm sure we'll pay our dues. They say, but the minister of the Federal Republic. Many of the loans that were taken to be very powerful, they're no longer existing. Tanzania and Co. They used to go for World Congress and African Congress with their ministers. There was a chapter, if you can remind me, there was a country that even took their presidential jet to a conference some years ago. Zambia, yeah. But I don't think that exists anymore. They take their presidential jet conference.
So
Yes,
even Kenya is dead.
Oh, Kenya is dead, you see?
And they used to be Africa.
Yeah. You see, so there's a lot of hard work. That's why Con said that we are strong for us to 39. When people say how many will be, I say we're 39. I don't tell them to never pay our dues. When I saw her there, I said, I beg, just forgive us. You know, we're always like that. Because when I saw me, she was doing the thing like this, said, I don't come again. Okay? So I guess those are some of the basic things. Dress code, please, let's take our dress code serious. You know, people are going for very serious. They give dress code. When it's training, we can dress casual. But General Assembly is formal. I saw a chapter in the newspaper. It's good for us to be in the newspaper, but they were dressed business casual. Is it business casual? We go to meetings now. It's formal. I don't necessarily have changed it. It's formal. They were well dressed, but business casual. I guess we'll have gotten more mileage if we, I know it's difficult sometimes to get a big comment. Well, those 3 guys are going back. So let's not, business casual implies casual, isn't it? So it won't be formal, let's not formal. I've seen a chapter going to raise funds